Hi, friends. Welcome back. I'm gonna ramble about success and fame and some of those other things that I like to talk about a lot. So, get yourself a drink or a snack and let's get into this. I've mentioned on here before, since I was a little kid, all I've wanted was to be famous. And I never really thought about what that meant, really, or what that entailed. I just thought fame would solve all my problems, and I just wanted to play my guitar and sing songs and write songs, and that didn't happen. But in certain ways, I feel like it did happen. First off, I never permanently moved out of my hometown, which in my old age and wisdom, I know now was a huge mistake. As soon as you graduate high school, if anybody young is listening to this, if you're 30 and you think it's too late for me to move where the industry is that I want to be successful, do it. Do it now. Don't make any excuses. Leave your hometown. Even if in later days you end up moving back to your hometown, lick your wounds or to show off your successes, either way, at some point, leave your hometown as soon as possible. As soon as possible. It will force you to create opportunities to make your dreams come true. I mean, we really never know what would happen if we had taken a different path. Some people like to speculate about those kind of things. And in another multiverse, am I this multi-million-dollar rock star that's written songs that will be in the zeitgeist for decades and decades? I don't know. I see that in my head, but your ego likes to fill in blanks when it can, and that's one problem. Your ego will lie to you. I've said that before, and I'll say it again at other points. Your ego will lie to you and cause you very much distress when it comes to trying to achieve your dreams and your goals. I don't like what if scenarios, but had I moved to LA between like 1990 and 1995, in comparison with what I've built personally and artistically here, I know I would have at least been tangentially connected to someone that succeeded. I'm not saying I would have been one of the many guitar players from the Red Hot Chili Peppers or whatever, but I would at least been a road manager or a roadie or had way more connections to a career in songwriting or producing. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. In reality, I have risen to a certain level of respect amongst my peers locally for guitar playing and songwriting and the vast trivial knowledge that I have within my realm of things, the pop culture and music and movies and such. And I know life is not like the movies where a man in a suit steps out of the shadows and offers you fame and fortune and helps you write the second chapter of your Behind the Music. It's trading gigs and playing for no one and every penny being reinvested into guitar strings or lights or speakers or drum heads. But with the right narrative, every experience can be reformulated into your version of a life story or a behind the music scenario. The influencer trip, where every moment is made exciting because you're posting about, oh, here's us at the gig, and here's us setting up at the gig, and here's us playing the gig, and here's us tearing down the gig, and here's us getting food at the gas station afterwards. But the reality is, the days are long. There's lots of travel and sleeping on floors and gas station food for years and years and years before you even feel a bump up to another level. It's a constant uphill battle and a whole lot of hurry up and wait. Sometimes you'll wait months for a project to advance to the next stages, whether that's recording an album or a demo or being on the phone trying to set up a tour or set up gigs. It's just takes forever. And you won't even notice when you get bumped up to other levels because there's perks that happen along the way. You may be used to the van life, but every once in a while you'll get a hotel or a motel. And then eventually there may be a tour where, wow, we have hotel rooms every night of the gig, every night of the tour. There's a hotel room, and it's a little more level of comfort involved. Eventually, maybe you can afford to rent a real bus and move out of the cramped van for a tour. Some venues will take care of you better than others. Some have food and will feed everybody. Sometimes you're lucky just to get enough drink tickets for 1 or 2 drinks per person. Sometimes you get paid a lot of money for one high-profile gig, or television, or opening for somebody. Sometimes you won't even make enough money for gasoline to get to the next show. Many people that we think of as famous still work for a living. Making it for the last couple of decades just means that you actually make a living from your music and don't have a real job, a 9-to-5 job. But even those people have to have multiple streams of income. They have a studio and they teach lessons and they have online presence and they play gigs and they do studio gigs and they are a sideman or a hired gun for other people while they're doing their gigs. And there's just a multifaceted realm of how you can make a living doing that without having a 9-to-5. But some people just prefer the 9-to-5 and just do weekend warrior type of shit. That's fine too. Reality television and influencer culture online has skewed the idea of fame a lot in the last couple of decades. I think about, are the ice road truckers or the deep sea fishermen famous per se just because they're on television? Are the desperate housewives of wherever famous? They're on TV, so they're rich, so they're famous for being rich. I don't know. It's a hard thing to quantify. Are you famous if you went on The Voice or America's Got Talent and lost in 1 week? Some people can project that onto a future career, but sometimes they have skewed your whole personality and misrepresented your whole artistic persona to where they may have ruined you. A lot of those shows have stipulations in their contracts that if you go on to other success beyond their show, they still own your IP. And that's a whole nother situation that I might get into at some point. But the stand-up comedian pipeline, the goal was always to end up with a television show, whether it was a sitcom or a late night talk show. Now it's a podcast. A lot of them nowadays use their stand-up career to boost their podcast, where they'll make more money from advertising, whereas it should be the other way around. If you want success for the pools and the cars and the champagne and the private planes, then just go into finance. But if you're the type of person that would walk across the desert to sing your songs for a group of people, then by all means, you're in the right place. Keep doing it. Keep doing what you're doing, because you haven't failed until you've given up. When you give up, I know tons of those musicians that have sold all their equipment and are just raising their family and don't do anything creative or artistic anymore. And maybe they had the wrong goals. Maybe that's what their life has called for them. But for me, this is all I had. I've sacrificed every relationship that I've ever had in the pursuit of any kind of success at music. And I haven't failed because I haven't given up yet. So anyway, that's where I am right now. This town is small, and it goes in cycles. Sometimes there's a lot of bands, and then there becomes more venues, and we have a little vibrant community going. But then venues close down, and bands break up, and people realize that they're not getting out of it what they thought that they were going to get out of playing in a band, so they give up, and then so there's less bands. And so at this point, I think we're down to one or two or maybe three real venues to play, and there's just not enough stage time available in this town. So I'm currently circling the wagons and getting myself prepared for a partial life on the road. I'm going to start setting up shows and doing little circles out into other communities, just to be able to start playing more music and get on stages. And I'd like to be playing 3 or 4 times a week if I could. Both my YouTube channels are set up as an open calling card for better and bigger opportunities. This one is for content and my thoughts and opinions and things, and my Oddbender channel is set up specifically for performances and for art. So give me a call if you need a touring bass player or guitar player or tour manager, or even a paid roadie situation. I'm not looking for the glory, I'm just looking for the work. So I'm going to leave that one right there. I started out just talking about the levels of success, and it kind of ended up being a commercial for myself, and that's okay. So please subscribe. Let's get me to 100 by the end of the year. That's my goal. And thanks for everything. And I love you.